not. And then to you think you've expressed everything and it's done. But the other person still doesn't understand the problem, so it might happen again. This is what we need to do.
And you know what? Like, for Al, like, he always tells me, like, just tell me what to do, and, like, I'll go away and I'll fix it. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I want us to, like, it's not the end goal that matters to me. It's the process of, like, talking about it.
It's not me telling you the problem, it's you understanding what's going on as well. Not just me saying, I want this. But then it's like, you gotta understand why. Or, you know, not just change, you know? It's gotta have meaning to it.
You can definitely have both sides, I feel, because I mean, with us it was the same. He was more like Al, and then I'm like, I want to know, like, I want us to go through it together. But then we had to meet halfway in a sense where I was like to him, okay, I understand that you have your way of dealing with things, but if I say to you, hey, can you talk to me? Can you watch your tone when you speak to me? And you say, and you're sitting there and you say, okay, and that's the end. And then later on you don't watch your tone, I'm going to bring back the fact that I spoke about it and you said, okay, but then you didn't change. And then he says, but you don't see the hard work that I'm putting in. Like, this is an example. He would say, you don't see the hard work I'm putting in behind the scenes. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to work on my tone. And then I'm like, well, but you didn't tell me you were trying to work on it. So we realized that there has to be a communication. Like, if he's working on something, I want to know, like, so now he tells me, he'll be like, oh babe, you know what you said, I've actually been thinking about it a lot, and I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be trying it, I'll try and do this, so I'm just letting you know that what you said yesterday, I'm thinking about it. And that's all I required. And so he still gets to deal with his issue his way, I still get my thing my way, and we meet halfway, because now there's just a little bit of communication.
It takes a minute to get it though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it really works.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Because, a lot of the time you can be working on something. But it's like you haven't fixed the problem yet, but you're working on it. But the other person can't see the things the steps that you're taking internally. Like, you may have slipped up once, but actually, like, you had been
doing a lot.
And the other person can't see that. All they can see is that you slipped back into doing it.
That's it. Yeah.
So I do want. that is actually a really good point.
Yeah. Like,
just
it's really
to
important.
Talk through your own process and what you're doing.
Because he would be like, why do you keep bringing up the past? I'll say, because that's where I'm still at. I'm still there. You gotta take me out of there.
It can be frustrating, especially when you're doing the work behind the scenes, and you're like, damn, you see all the 10 things that just went right, but one thing goes wrong, and you bring that up, like, bro, this is crazy. But then, like, I understand that it's not about that, you know, like, you know, communicating and just saying those little things that may not matter to me as much, but it matters to her. Like, understanding that, okay, she likes to know what's going on in the process. Whereas for me, I just want you to see the change. Like, you're gonna see it and you're gonna acknowledge that,
wait on it, it'll be good.
You did your thing, bro, you did your thing. But I had to learn, like, yo, actually, that's dumb, you know? To some degree, I'm like, no, that's not right, because people do need to know, you know, how you're working on it, what's going on, if they can help you in the process, instead of just trying to handle everything by yourself.
And in a relationship, you need to know that, like, when he's going through something and he's dealing with something, I want him to communicate his process, not because he's dealing with it. I want him to know that it's us. Like, we can do this together. So how are you? Like, so now when he tells me stuff and he's communicating with me, like, hey, I'm letting you know that I'm thinking about this, I'll be like, oh, that's so great, thank you for, you know, but how are you though? Like, are you okay? Like, then I get to kind of be there. I get to be with him. So now, like, he tells me he feels so much happier now, because he feels like when he's dealing with things, it's not like I'm trying to change him. It's more like we're walking together, but we both have imperfections here and there. Nobody's perfect, but we're walking together in these things, because we know that at the end of the day, it does affect one of us. It's a teamwork.
I like that, because like, working together can sometimes mean, like, just me saying to you, like, I actually don't need help, and your help is not helping. What I need is just for you to just help me with, I don't know, the dishes, or like help me with just be nice to me that week. Like, if I'm on edge, don't point it out. Like, just Just letting the other person know, like, hey, I'm not doing good this week, or I'm not doing good today, and if I snap, it's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Oh, that was always like a big thing, like with us, because when we started, like, it was really hard to figure out, we had to figure out our communication styles because they were very different. He was an internalizer. Like, if there's an issue, he'll think on it, you know, he'll go through different scenarios, maybe for a few days. And he'll go through like a wave of emotions as well. Maybe there could be times where he could just be really quiet because he's thinking about it. Or like his mood could randomly go off because it's just like come back in his mind and like he's concerned about something. But for me, I'm more of a, this problem is happening right now, I'm talking about it right now. And bringing it up like now. Like I just do not like marinate on anything. Like it is, oh no, I just really don't like that. Like it's just da-da-da-da. But he will, he'll sit on it.
It was more like my response.
Yeah.
If I didn't think of how I'm responding, sometimes my response would come out in a way that I actually don't want it to come out. Yeah. So it's like sometimes you have to think about it and sort of make a speech in your own head.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm gonna say.
My God.
Oh, you just intro the body and the conclusion before he comes to me. It really makes sense to me. But by the time he's come to me, we've now got a bigger issue.
A bigger issue,
Because now I've gone through him.
No, but speaking useless words.
Bigger issue.
Bro, like so many times when I feel stupid, I'm sitting there like, yo, I got a speech ready.
There's something else.
And then someone else like, what? Oh, man.
See
oh,
now,
it is what it is.
If I've picked up anything, I've learned. You don't have. Remember when you're writing essays at school?
Yeah.
Before you get in the exam room, you have no idea what the question is gonna be.
Yeah.
But you prep the format of your thing.
Yeah.
You see? I've prepped the format.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thing. I don't know what the thing.
Oh,
I've prepped the format.
What are you arguing about? He's like, that thing. I'm like, that was last week.
But the format, bro. Processing,
The formula.
Format.
Formula is a huge word, boss.
Just format.
Formula is like a but you know, format, you know, just like
I have had to develop like a format of the way I bring up a concern or a problem to him. Just the way I'm going to present it to him, the way I'm going to say it, how I start it off. Obviously just understanding, you know, like if you've got somebody that's sensitive to certain words or the way you say things, or you know how they say like, you know, don't, you know, use I statements. Like, you know, I feel, you know, so you're not blaming or like attacking. Like you just, and then you did, and it's all because of you. It's more that, it's more of trying to get him to understand that I just feel a certain way when he does this, and I would just like if he did this instead, because this would make me feel this way. And I've really had to get him to do that with me as well, because I am really sensitive. Like, I'm like, talk to me nice. Even if I'm in trouble, just talk to me nice. Like, I can't deal with someone being angry at me. So, like, or me just being, like, in trouble for something. So I'm like, oh, just bring it up really nice. It's really gentle. That's so cute. I'm tender. So he's had to really work on that.
It's orange.
Yeah.
So you're blunt.
Orange.
Yeah, I can't deal with people just
Warren
being
is
blunt.
Like that's when we first started.
I got him better.
He was like,
Oh.
no, like.
I'm like, you never tell me anything that I've done wrong though.
No, I do tell you.
Like,
A lot of things.
Desmond never does.
Really?
I'll literally.
I would love that problem.
I would love it. Yeah, I'm literally like,
funny thing
why
is
have I
she's
done?
very smart. She's very smart, yeah?
What can I say?
So most of the time when I do see something wrong, like I'll say something wrong, she knows it already and she'll talk about it already. So there's no reason for me to bring up something that she is already aware of. So it makes it a little bit easier for me because I'm not like I hate pointing fingers at people. I don't like that. You know, if I see a problem, if I see that you're aware of it and you're working on it, I'm cool with it. It's the same processing I use that I think that other people should use on me, but it doesn't work that way. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it comes from, because I'm one of those people who, like, I know people are trying. I know they are. They're not just out here trying to be me. I know they're trying somewhere, but as long as they're aware of it, I'm cool with that. So that's where I come from.
See, like, I always feel bad because, like, I tell you all these things. I'm like, babe, like, this is not making me happy, and da da da. And then I'm like, so how about you? And then you're like,
but you see, the thing for me is like, it's different. It's not that. The thing for me is like, I don't feel like I know you as a person. Even if you do something that I don't particularly prefer or whatever, it's your personality. I'm not going to change your personality just so that you fit into my expectation of what I think that this or that and whatever should be. So that's why I'm just like if you don't like going to wherever and doing something, you don't like to do that. Like, why should I force you to do that? Like, it's not you. Like, there's certain things that are just not you. And I'm not gonna
even bother.
It's like,
but that's one thing though. Is
because
like,
I want to know.
Something can seem small to one person, and and it's fine. You just brush it off. It's not really a big deal. But the other person, it's big. Like, that will sit on their shoulders if they don't bring it up. So I'm a very like something has to be big for me to bring it up.
You feel so
big. But for me, I brush off a lot of like little things. Something has to be big for me to bring it up.
I feel like, do I brush things off?
Yeah, no. But I know it's good for me. Like that I found out is really good for me. You know, it's really good for me because I like that she brings stuff up because it helps me work on certain things. Because I know I'm just not one to bring stuff up all the time. I just don't do that. So it's nice that I have somebody who can help me, you know, bring a couple of things up, and I can work, because I know it's for my own betterment. It's not just for her. I know it's good in general. So I'm like, okay, that actually makes me a better person at the end of the day. It's not just about fitting into her idea of, you know, whatever it is. But if it's a personality issue that you can't change, forget it. That's not gonna happen. Like, you know, naturally I'm a sensitive person too. You know what I'm saying? So you can't change that. She tried to do that at the beginning. Like, she really did, because she wasn't that sensitive.
I was not sensitive at all.
So
I
she
said
thought
to
it
him,
was...
hey, I just feel like you're too sensitive, and like you need to tone down your sensitivity. That's what I said.
And you know what I did? You know what I did? No, I tried. Yeah, because I was like, oh, flip, okay.
That was so
because it's not the first time that I had heard about it. I was like, oh, people say that I'm sensitive, so maybe I should do something about it. And I really tried. Man, I numbed myself up to the point where it was not healthy.
Really?
Like, I really messed myself up. Yeah, it was like I really messed myself up to the point where, like, somebody would tell me something really sad and I wouldn't even crack. Like, and that's when I knew, I was like, this is not me. Like, this is actually not healthy. And I shouldn't try to do anything like this. And I just became myself and just whatever, and then somehow the Lord touched our heart to be like, yo, this is just how this guy is.
I don't know why I felt so bad, but like, I think I felt so bad. No, because I wasn't used to being, because my family, the way we communicate with each other and just the way that we are, I'm not used to sensitivity and people being sensitive. Like, we're very blunt, and we're just very blunt. And so for me, when I met him, he is such a touchy-feely, like, heart person. And I wasn't used to that, like, where someone is, like, super sensitive and stuff. So when I said that to him, I was like, oh yeah, he'll get over it. But then I felt so bad, and I think like 3 weeks later I came back and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, about last time, I'm really sorry, just be who you are and stuff. But words are so powerful. He was still trying to be like that, but then later on it cracked onto him, and he was just because then I started becoming a little bit emotional and stuff. I think I talked about you being emotional. I was like, oh, you're just too emotional. I'm not. But then later on, we kind of realized that I'm emotional too. But because I do comment on things, like, I don't know, when I talk about small things, it's small things, like, if I see that he's doing something that I know, like, for me, I can easily be like, look the other way. But if he was to do the same thing outside, they may not treat him like that. Like, they may be like, oh, Desmond is this or Desmond is that. So I'll tell him, I'll be like, babe, maybe you should focus on this thing you just did. Like, pay attention to this. Why did you do that? Like, what? Yeah. Why did you say that? And can you explain that to me? And we'll have a discussion. So for me, if I see something that you think may be small, but I feel like that's detrimental, I will talk about it. Because I feel like, although I can look past it, I'm not doing you a justice if I do that, because people outside don't love me as much as I do. I don't love you, as much as I do. So they're not going to give you the same grace that I do. So that's why I'd be like to him, okay, I think you need to, you know, pay attention to this one here, or pay attention to that one here. Or even with his friendships, I'm like, maybe you should be more consistent. You know, maybe you should be the one reaching out. Maybe you haven't. So that's the kind of thing that I sort of find myself doing a lot. And he used to hate it, but now he gets it. Say,
like, how is that received?
He hated it. He hated it so much at the beginning, but then later on, when he started doing those things, he realized there were positive outcomes, and he loves it now. Now sometimes he just asks me. He's like, "Oh man, this happened. Like, so what do you think?" And then I ask him. I'm like, "Hey, do you think that, like, the way that I speak to you, is there anything you'd like me to work on right now?" Like, I ask that to him a lot because I just want to know, like, is everything okay? And then if I feel like I've done something wrong, I usually come back to him and I'm like, I feel like I spoke to you rudely just then. I'm really sorry. So I catch myself before he catches me.
Oh, that's important. Like, the way you speak to each other.
It's like, really important.
Yeah, like, going back to how we've both been raised, like, it's been very differently. Like, if I'm not happy about something, like, I say, Dad, I don't like that you said this. And, like, just me saying that is enough for, like, my dad to recognize, like, okay, maybe I stepped over the line, and it's enough for me to let go of that anger. And so I've noticed that doesn't work in our relationship when I just say, hey, I don't like that, and then, like, I've just let it out, and then I'm fine after that. Whereas he's now, like, thinking about it, and, like, whereas, I don't know, does that work? How do you feel when I say that?
No, it's not. It's the way you. It's like the things that you like. If you just said, "Oh, this is blah blah blah," I don't like it. That's cool. But it's like you use certain words that are not like. Use very cruel words. Like that go like way over the line. Like it's not that deep.
Really?
See, but to me it's so deep. Like, you need to know I'm feeling this way so that we can discuss it. Because my worst fear is, like, not being able to be on good terms, or for me to be, like, really, really sad and him not knowing, and vice versa. I would never want you to be, like, really sad or not able to communicate something. So I'm always, like, trying to, like, say, like, okay, this is how I would communicate to you, so, like, communicate back, like, communicate back, like that to me. But it's like, I'm still trying to figure out how to talk to you, or how to listen to you in the same way that you listen to me.
Listening is very important.
Going back to the other thing about, like, when you have a problem and the other person is working on it but silently. I was recently told, treat your relationship like work. Like how, you know, they have monthly meetings or whatnot. He said you should have, like, a monthly or, you know, a fortnightly meeting. Let's say I bring up a problem, and then I bring up what Sev and she's like, cool, you know, working on it. And for me, I know, cool, we're gonna have another meeting in a month. So if things start going back downhill, you know, I can't like brew on it or anything like that. Then when the meeting comes up, I'll be like, hey, so look, this is what happened this month. You know, the first week were cool, second week went down, and then she can look back on it and be like, oh yeah, I see. And then you can work on it for the next month, and it can be like a gradual process to get to where you want.
Really
Instead of being like angry about it, or you know, it's just like a work in progress thing. And you can
so personally.
Yeah.
And that way, like Al, like now you would be the one. You can be the one to be like, hey, I'm checking in with you. How are you? You know, and then if she's feeling like in a certain way, she will be like, oh snap, you're asking me how I am, and then she will open up. So it's really nice to check in with each other. Because I know Desmond, when he goes to work, he comes back with so many stories. There was a time when I was never listening because I'd be so tired. I'm in my own world. But then I learned that no, I have to listen to him because he talks to me. I don't want him to call anyone else. So when he comes from work, I always ask him, how was your day? Tell me everything that happened, all the details. And then he'll start and talk and talk and talk. And just watching him talk, even if I zone out, I'm like, oh yeah. I've done my job. Yeah, I'm so into you. I'll just remember her name, Jane. Oh, yeah.
I know it is.
I listen to it.
She's like, oh, that's what she's doing.
Especially the eye stuff.
So
Warren does that.
Teacher stories.
Warren starts to drum.
Really?
Just lost it.
But I completely
I'm like, oh, he's gone. Lights out.